It is Teleforum. It is being live Facebook streamed. It is everywhere. And it is Lisa Diaz, our friend, joins the program again. First off, how you doing? How you been? Everything all right?
Everything going well, Eddie. Yeah, how about you?
They pay me to sit in a room and talk out loud. How tough can it be?
Excellent.
All right, just like your job. All you have to do is train people how to get jobs. Lisa it's job training of Beaver County, and it's part of job training. And you offer classes for people that don't know what you do and haven't heard us talk before. Tell people what you do because it's brilliant and it's necessary.
Well, thank you. We teach workshops for Beaver County residents who want to start their own business.
That's it?
Well, in a nutshell, yeah. Our office is in the Beaver Valley Mall. We're in with CareerLink, and we teach a series of 10 workshops, and we do it 8 times a year. And that's what we're always looking for. Like I said, you have to be a Beaver County resident. But if you even just have a germ of an idea and you're thinking about that you want to learn about whether you even want to be your own boss, come on out and see us.
Have you had people come out and say, man, I thought I had to show up with not a lesson plan, but a business plan and all these ideas? They don't have to, do they? You don't got to come in fully prepared. That's what you teach them how to do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this could be like a step one kind of a thing. I tell people you can come just with an idea. And we have people who come with 10 ideas. And, we can't pull the trigger on 10 ideas simultaneously, right? So I sort of tell them.
Back up. Somebody will show up and say, I have 10 ideas for 10 businesses.
Sure, because if you're truly an entrepreneur, you have an entrepreneurial mind, you see ideas and opportunities all over the place. But we can't do 10 at once, right? So I sort of, explain it like it's a funnel. So we're going to put all 10 of those ideas in the top of the funnel, and we're going to kind of refine everything and think about each one of them. And then we're going to kind of bring one of them out the bottom of the funnel, and that's going to be the best one, the first one that we're going to work on.
Do you give them the option? It's like, look, it's great. You have 10 ideas, but we need to, if you take away 7 of them, what 3 would you keep?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, nobody can do 10 things well, 10 things simultaneously, right? It just doesn't work that way. Especially if you are starting your business by yourself, right? So let's do one thing that you're really passionate about, that you have some aptitude for, and then let's do that one well. Then we can expand. So it's much easier to go from small to big than it is to start out too big and then have to wind it down and go back to small.
How quickly do people get discouraged? I can't imagine them getting discouraged in dealing with you because it seems always like a positive experience. But do you get people because how many classes?
10 workshops, 10 3-hour workshops.
Is there a time about the 3rd or 4th where people start thinking, yeah, I don't know if I can do this? Does it get tougher, or do you get them more motivated as you go through the process?
Well, I definitely like to think I get them more motivated. I mean, I think momentum builds. I think a lot of times, once in a while in the beginning, we'll have somebody who's a little shy, who's a little unsure, not terribly confident or whatever. And then I always feel like by the 10th workshop, we have them deliver their elevator pitch to a panel of people and read their 1-page business plan. And I feel like the momentum builds between 1 and 10. The 10th class is, we poll everybody and ask, but the 10th class is always people's favorite class.
Why?
Well, we feed you. That's why it's my favorite class. But really, that is part of it, actually. We do like to eat. But I think it's really fun for people to be able to deliver this elevator pitch. And I'm relentless about it, but on purpose. Okay, so it has to be a certain number of words. It can't be too long. It has to be able to be delivered in a certain period of time. It, again, can't be too long. We have to choose our words really carefully because it's only going to be a 30-ish to 60 at the max number of seconds to deliver it. I make them write it, I make them memorize it, and I make them practice and practice and practice so that they can deliver it in a very natural way. Because if you can't give your elevator pitch as needed throughout the course of the day, then nobody's going to give you their money, right? You have to be able to articulate what it is you're doing and why the other person should care.
All right. The program is called Smart Start. It is a small business program. Learn how to do it yourself. What makes an entrepreneur? Are there personality traits that all entrepreneurs have?
Well, I don't know if it's so black and white as that, but certainly confidence is important. I tell people all the time, don't listen to your broke friends. Don't listen to your broke relatives. Don't listen to the naysayers. If that's all you have in life, then maybe go get yourself, some new friends that are going to be encouraging and helpful to you. I think you need to be open-minded for sure if you're an entrepreneur. Like I said, entrepreneurs see opportunities everywhere. I do think you need to be able to, it helps if you can make decisions and probably make them quickly, because if you're running your own business, you are going to be required to make a lot of decisions. But I would also say too, if you don't have all of these traits or all the traits that an entrepreneur, typically would have, I think you need to just partner with somebody who has some of the traits that you don't have, so you have all the bases covered.
Okay, so how do you teach someone to do that? Because you're talking about, and I saw a statistic, more people are afraid of public speaking than they are of death. You mentioned earlier, some people come in and they're a little bit shy. How do you get them to come out of your shell in 10 weeks worth of classes? Because that's a lot of undoing.
I don't know. I guess what we're doing is working fairly well. I mean, I can't mention, obviously I'm not going to mention any names, but I can think of a young man we had, and he's a quiet guy. I mean, I just told him he is long and lean, and I know he knows who I'm talking about. But he was long and lean, and he was quiet. And he was not loving it. And he would say to me, Lisa, I cannot believe you're going to make me rewrite it again and rewrite it again and rewrite it again. And I would say, yes, with a big smile on my face, I'd say, yeah, we're going to write it again. And on the 10th class, this quiet, long and lean dude, he cracked it out of the park. So I don't know. I just feel like the momentum builds in the 10 classes. I don't know how else to tell you. You got to come and visit us sometime.
All right. What's up with the attention span? This is the second time this has been talked about. Larry Kelly was on earlier, and he was talking about how long you've got to hold a jury's attention, and it's only X amount of time. You're talking about you got 30 seconds, you got a minute, and you better have it together. Is that a reflection of a shorter attention span for society? Where do you think that came from? I don't remember it being that way before.
Well, when I say the 30 seconds, what I mean is you just have 30 or 60 seconds to explain your idea to a person that you don't know, right? Because if you start to ramble on, the person's going to look at their watch. They're going to start to
the universal
back away
signal, yeah,
or whatever. And so that's why you have to choose the words carefully to kind of grab their attention. But I mean, we teach classes go for 3 hours, and a lot of times I'll offer them a break, and sometimes they won't even want to go. They want to keep going with class. So,
well, that's got to make you feel good.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to learn.
That tells you you're engaging them.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. When I first started, and I heard it was 30 hours, I thought that sounded like a long time. And now I've done it for quite a few times, and I realize that 30 hours is short. So I don't want to waste any of it. What's
the easiest thing that people come in thinking it will be difficult, and what's the most difficult thing that people think they can come in and it's not going to be? I mean, speaking in public, most people instantly tense up with that, but there's got to be times where people came in and, at least I thought this was going to be way harder than this is.
Well, I don't think that it's not necessarily hard. I would say the hardest part is the perseverance, right? We have to push this rock uphill. And so every morning you got to get up and push it uphill a little farther, And so we just have to persevere. So that's the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people, right? Successful people will do what unsuccessful people won't do. And a lot of it has to do with just getting up and, putting your pants on and go fight another day, right? So, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So we don't look at the enormity of what we have to do, right? We prioritize each day maybe each hour, whatever it is, in order to get that done. Then what do we have to do next? Then what do we have to do next?
Do people understand that there's a discipline that has to happen?
That's a beautiful word, discipline, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not disciplined, in my opinion, the whole plan goes to hell in a handbasket, right?
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have to be disciplined, right? So sometimes people will think if I'm my own boss, I come in whenever I feel like
Exactly. I'm an entrepreneur.
I sleep
am
in.
me.
I leave early, and all those sorts of things. So I would say, as a rule, no. You go to work even when you don't feel good, or whatever it is, right? Because you're expected to be there. Did I ever go in late? Sure. Did I ever leave early? Sure. But not when there was something else pressing to do, right?
Which is tougher for people to learn coming from a job world? Because that's a lot of relatively from the outside. I've got freedom. If I go from sitting in a cubicle 8 hours a day to I'm starting my own business, it's going to be tough to make myself sit down and do that 8 hours a day if I don't feel like I have to. Is it tougher?
Well, I mean, hopefully, if you have chosen this to be your business, you have a passion about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it doesn't feel as much like working, or it feels more enjoyable than, the previous job that you had working for the man or whatever. So, I mean, I would work when I was at work, and then when I came home, I might do some more work, which was okay if it was if it was profitable.
If it was your work for you versus work for the, what did you say, work for the man?
Work for the man.
You've worked for the man and you've worked for yourself. Which is tougher?
Well, I did not work for the man much. I'll tell you what. I mean, I do now, but I worked for myself. I was self-employed for most of my life, most of my adult life. Definitely preferred that, being self-employed. I just think I got that from my parents, and it made sense to me. And I'm a bit of a bossy Betty, so yeah, true story.
Oh, I know you're sitting there for the people watching the live feed. You're sitting there smiling, talking about attributes needed by entrepreneurs. Isn't that an attribute needed by an entrepreneur, that you've got a vision and you're not uncomfortable sharing with others what that vision is? I don't know about the bossy Betty part. That's more of a tone thing, I think.
Yeah, that's my husband. Yeah, I mean, I think a good entrepreneur knows how they want things to be done, and they aren't intimidated as far as letting other people know this is how this is going to need to be done and so on. I mean, I didn't micromanage, but I certainly put in place things. This is how it's not done till it looks like this. And so on. And then let the people go and do their thing.
Did you discover that different people have different definitions of the word done? How do you address that?
Yes.
Because if their definition of the word done isn't your definition, it's tough for you to make them understand. It's not enough. You've got to do more. This is on you. You're the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
How do you motivate people like that? Because I was one of those. I was classic. If the school paper had something written in each blank, it was done. Maybe not right, but it was done.
Yeah.
Is that part of what you teach in the classes, I guess?
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I had my most recent business, I mean, we triple checked orders.
Okay.
3 times. Sounds ridiculous. Wasn't ridiculous. We found errors. We found hopefully all of the errors that way, but I just didn't feel comfortable sending anything out until it was triple checked.
It was going to bug you if it didn't get triple checked, regardless of it, whether it was okay or not.
Yeah, and I'm not even that detail oriented, but my job forced me to be, because I just didn't want to be the one who said, "Oh, Lisa, your organization made the mistake. You guys made the mistake." I do not want to be in that position. So triple checking it was worth the time.
All right. The event, it's not an event, it's workshops, and they go on literally all year. The new one, June 27th, is that right?
Yeah, it's coming up soon.
All right. And how do people get registered? They call?
So they can call us.
Mm-hmm.
My phone number is 724-728-2020, extension 106. You can call me. I can get you registered. I will probably also put you in contact with my assistant to do all the paperwork. And there's very little paperwork, but there is a little bit of paperwork.
Okay.
And we'll get you signed up. Everything's totally free. So this is paid by a county grant. So you might as well, if you have any interest at all, you might as well take advantage because your tax dollars are paying for this program.
And remind people again, you don't need to come in with a storyboarded plan, and you don't need to come in with a business. If you've got an idea, you'll work with them.
You can definitely come with an idea or ideas. You can come without an idea, and we'll give you an idea. We'll come up with an idea for you.
One of the 9 that the guy didn't use, they showed up with 10?
Well, yeah, because I'll tell you, the truth is that I don't think that it matters. Like, I don't know. I don't think it matters 100% like what the widget is, you know? Like, I was in business a few different times, and I never really picked the widget. The widget picked me. And I didn't really care. Like, I just wanted to be in a business where I knew that I could make money, and I wasn't really caring what the means was.
Right.
Obviously, as long as it was legal and moral and ethical and all that. But I didn't really care. So sometimes it picks you. You just bump into an opportunity, and you're like, I think I can make money doing this, so I'm going to do it.
How often do people come in and tell you their idea, and you think, dang, that's a really good idea. I wish I'd have thought of that. We've had some clever ideas, but the thing is, if I tell you, Eddie, I would have to kill you. Sure.
So
no, that's why I didn't pry with the question.
Yeah, for sure.
You can get registered. You call 724-728-2020 and extension 106, right?
That's it.
And you will talk to Lisa. The program is Smart Start. It's in conjunction with Job Training for Beaver County. Southwest Corner Workforce Development Board is a part of this. Career Link is a part of this. And it's 10 3-hour classes. Where do they take place? At the mall, I thought?
So Career Link office in the Beaver Valley Mall.
Right.
10 workshops. So we go Monday morning, Wednesday morning, Monday morning, Wednesday morning, 3 hours, 9 to 12 for 5 weeks. And then we take about a week off, and then we do it again.
It's always great seeing you.
Good to see you, Eddie.
And you come back. I'm going to steal one of those 9 ideas sitting around. I'm going to go do something with my life. Thank you,
Sounds good.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Lisa Diaz, my guest. It's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.